I'm very honored to speak to you this morning. I crawled out of my bed here at the Hilton, actually drove up yesterday from Tucson. I didn't want to miss this opportunity. I'm very honored to even be standing in front of everybody here. This is my first foray into a nice K12 Cybersecurity event. I was here yesterday hanging out with my good buddy Manny Felix and some other folks, meeting Kathleen Barton and Felicia, and I was just, you don't take for granted this group of folks. I was blown away at the number of people that wanted to look out and foster and bring up the next generation of cyber professionals, because I get worried because I'm going to be 57 next week and I'm almost end of life in my career, right? So I need to work on giving back. I'm at RTX, at Raytheon, and this is what I'm passionate about, actually. I won't say I'm not passionate about my work, because I am, because we are doing a lot of great things at Raytheon, and that's one of the things I will talk about. But I think more importantly is RTX, me representing RTX, and for everybody, it's a little confusing. We used to be known as Raytheon, then we used to be known as Raytheon Technologies. In another span of 12 months, we've changed our name again. So we are RTX. So it's like, you know, being Prince or Madonna, or it's just RTX. We're no longer Raytheon. But Raytheon does exist in Tucson. It's the headquarters for, they manufacture missiles, radars up in the Boston Northeast area, satellites, different kinds of intelligence systems. So the Raytheon business actually lives on, but I'm at corporate, and I'm a corporate person. I'm RTX. So let's go and see what's going on here. Oh, I went back. See? I'm messing this up already. Okay, so what am I going to talk about today? So when I took the job at Raytheon Missiles, I was very focused on my work, but I slowly, over the last 5 years of being there, was introduced to a lot of folks, a lot of nonprofits, a lot of cyber professionals that were passionate about bringing up the next generation of cyber warriors, cyber professionals, cyber guardians. Yeah, my eyes, you know, I'm 50, I'm gonna be 50, I can't believe I'm gonna be 57, and my eyes, I can barely make things out, but thank you so much for turning the monitor. I'm gonna need a wheelchair after this, and a cane. And can I have a decaf mocha latte with lots of crumble? Anyone can bring that up there? Oh, and I need my feet massaged. Anyway, no, I don't wanna talk about that. So I got involved with AZ Cyber Initiative. And you can see ACTRA, you might have heard about this, these organizations. You're going to hear a lot about AZ Cyber Initiative over the next probably 20 minutes. And also, I'm going to highlight the National Cyber Range, the NACRA, that's powered by a company called Cogent. I don't know if Craig Cochola is in the audience, but he's the founder, CEO of Cogent, and he lends his services to cyber range stuff. So a little bit about me. This is my background. I am, as I said, that's a picture of me with next to a B-2 bomber down there in Arizona, Tucson. I took part in a naming ceremony for that thing. That's the Spirit of Arizona. I forget the tail number. I think the tail number is 5422. Could be 4522. 2245 maybe? Anybody know that one? I live in Tucson. Love there. I've been there 5 years. I was actually there in the 90s for 3 years, and that's me in a uniform. But I'm passionate about giving back to communities. I'm passionate about music. I put a lot of music stuff sometimes when I talk about myself, because I've been to a lot of concerts with my kids this past year. So everybody from Taylor Swift to Metallica to Steve Vai, AC/DC out there in Indio, California, recently Iron Maiden. A whole bunch, too many to name. Ringo Starr, he's still alive, amazingly. But let me tell you a little bit about, so I forget who it was. I think it was Kathleen. Kathleen Barton said, you've got to talk about a little bit about the opportunities in the Air Force. And so I was in the Air Force for 24 years, 7 months, 7 days. In uniform, retired as a colonel out of Cyber Command. And then I was 5 years in the Pentagon on the Air Staff, Headquarters Air Force, as the Chief Information Security Officer working cybersecurity, also working cyber defense, cyber attack. But if you want to make a career in cybersecurity, and I'm talking to the students, he's young, I love looking at young faces. A friend of mine used to tell me, put a vision of where you want to be in 10 years. So that picture right there is the picture of the new Cyber Command operations floor. Cyber Command, I believe, is on the left, and I think the National Security Agency, which they share the ops floor with, is on the right. It's a brand new facility. They conduct cyber defense operations from there. They conduct cyber attack against our nation-state adversaries, Russia, China, and you name it, ransomware gangs, and NSA is right there operating. Just that operations floor alone takes cyber experts, signals intelligence experts, linguists, on the floors of the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, and a bunch of other partners, maybe like the Special Operations Command. They have a little element there, the soft guys. And we do have other agencies on that floor all working together to protect our nation from cyber attack. So rest easy. There are people working there 24/7 around the clock. And those screens are unclassified screens, but normally they're filled with the most top secret stuff you can imagine on what's going on with our adversaries, what we're doing to maneuver and defend against them. So I sleep well at night knowing these guys have the watch. So that's something you could aspire to. And that number of people on that ops floor to the youngsters, that's like a sliver of the cyber professionals in the military. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the other stuff, not just sitting in an ops floor, because, quite frankly, working in an ops floor, 8-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, 5 days a week, again and again and again and again, gets a little, you're going to want to do something different after a while. So here we go. Here's a little bit of different. Now, when they think about the Air Force, all right, and I'm talking to the young folks, it's about airplanes, right? So that's Hill Air Force Base. That's called an elephant walk of the F-35s. I believe it's 50-something F-35s doing an elephant walk, show of force around the world saying, hey, we're powerful, we're cool. But behind those F-35s are going to be cybersecurity professionals like yourself. And Cynthia Sutherland, my good friend Cynthia Sutherland, talked a little bit about this, but I'm going to be a little bit more specific. Okay, who actually has a laptop or a desktop they play with? Nearly everybody in this room. So, the aircraft today, the F-22 on the left, that's Tech Sergeant Howie Ueda from the 154th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron. He's actually hooked up a laptop into the stealth fighter, into the F-22. You can see a little bit of cable right behind him, and it's plugged directly into the avionics and the computer systems in the F-22. He's doing maintenance, he's updating telemetry, he's updating maintenance, he's downloading maintenance information off that jet so he knows what's going on with that jet. Airman First Class Nathan Costers, he's the crew chief of the 34th Aircraft Maintenance Unit. This is from 2017, but he's on a laptop, and you can't see it very well, but there's a cable going up that front wheel up into the jet. He is actually plugged directly into that jet and downloading maintenance information, uploading information so the jet can fly safely and securely. Why do I bring that up? Because behind these two individuals are an army of cyber professionals that are ready to do cybersecurity, patch the computer, instant response. They're detecting malware or any kind of cyber attack on those networks, because these aircraft, if those computers aren't safe and secure, the aircraft, unfortunately, is not going to have a good day in conducting their stealth missions across the world, defending freedom and democracies wherever necessary. We're never tasked by the president or the combatant commander, right? So my last few years in the Air Force was focused heavily on protecting the computer systems that plug directly into these jets. There's huge networks, maintenance systems, operational systems that plug into these jets. So that is also something. I see Cougar with the uniform. That's maybe something, blue team, F-35. You could work right out here at Luke Air Force Base. So a lot of discussion yesterday about sports. It was cool to see Thunder and Grand Canyon University and all the cheerleaders. And I put this slide in here. It was like unplanned, but a lot of people say that cybersecurity is a team sport, but I like to say that cybersecurity is a full contact sport. It is probably one of the most intimate and complex full contact virtual cyber sports known to man right now. What other world do you live in where you are constantly, relentlessly attacked every day? I work at RTX. We are attacked relentlessly every day. And I'm telling you, it's full contact. It's boom. Just yesterday, Russian IP, They were doing something to one of our remote access devices. We sprung into action. We blocked. We defended. We did all this other stuff to make sure that RTX was secure so that our partners, our allies, and warfighters around the world could still continue to get those products downrange from us. So, and for those of you who don't know, that's the Air Force Academy Falcons beating up on West Point cadet there. It is full contact with the Army. Unfortunately, we lost this year. So this, I will save this slide for next year. I showed this to a bunch of Army soldiers retired, and they said, well, yeah, but you failed to mention that it takes like 10 of you guys to bring down one of our guys. So I said, okay, maybe I won't use this slide anymore, but, you know, it's still cool, you know, West Point, get those, you know. Anyway, so full contact. What I mean by full contact, I don't know if this slide was shown, but on the internet, you go through K12 Cyber Incident Mat screenshot. This is from last Friday. K12 Security Information. This is the landscape of cyber warfare right now. Cyber attack, cyber exploitation. These are the schools that are being attacked this year alone. You can go on the website right now on your phones and see where there was data breaches, ransomware, exploitation, lockups, DDoS, and if you explode the map even more, it's just disheartening. And it makes me want to be on stages like this even more. It makes me want to even be more involved with the nonprofits and other companies that I'm going to show you here in a minute. But what I'm trying to say is, for me, for a cyber operator who's conducted cyber warfare against our adversaries, everything from nation state to non-nation state, this is very personal for me. And my job is to ensure the next generation of cyber guardians are ready for this kind of attack, whether they're a system administrator on a box at a school, or they're working at a hospital, or they're working at at Raytheon, right, protecting weapon systems. So we are stronger together. So let me dive right into this. So me at RTX, at Raytheon, I've developed some strong partnerships with the folks here on the slide. Frank Grimmelman, Arizona Cyber Threat Response, NACRA, Cogent, Krakatoa, and then Manny Felix, he's sitting in the front row. If you haven't talked to Fox One, my call sign for him is Fox One, because I kept calling him Felix. No, it's Manuel, Manny, Felix. So I said, your call sign now is Fox One. And he's also a Navy lieutenant in the reserves. But he leads AZ Cyber, and I'm very proud and honored to even be associated with all these folks here. So let's talk a little bit about cyber ranges and Cogent and NACRA and AZ Cyber Initiative. So Cogent is a cyber range started by Craig some time ago, and he is a good partner in the state of Arizona for AZ Cyber to offer those training opportunities for K-12, and also the North American Cyber Range Alliance. So in the first box on the left, you see that NACRA, and he powers NACRA, the Cogent range, offers hands-on interactive cybersecurity workshops at no cost for those interested in cybersecurity careers. So if Craig is in the audience, or if you want to get in touch with Craig, please reach out to me, and we can connect you up with him on these opportunities at NACRA. He is a big supporter of AZ Cyber, and so there's programs that provide career-connected, work-based learning experiences for young people just like yourself. AZ Cyber through boot camps or training experiences, so that you can actually go on the range and do capture the flag or do research, whatever you want to do. I will tell you, in the military, cyber ranges were super important for training our cyber operators. We practiced everything from cyber attack strategies to cyber defense strategies to play capture the flag, to do proof of concepts of cyber operations, whether it's deploying defensive strategies or cybersecurity strategies, countermeasures at cyber speeds. And so when you spend long enough time in the military, you start to speak like the way I'm speaking. Deploy countermeasures at cyber speeds. Know thyself, know thy enemy, 1,000 battles won, 1,000 battles fought, 1,000 battles won, Sun Tzu. I think I just threw out Sun Tzu. I was going to say, I'm not going to throw out Sun Tzu to you, but if you don't know who Sun Tzu is, he's a famous Chinese general from thousands of years ago, and he has a lot of cool sayings. Do you guys know about Sun Tzu? I'm looking at the table here. Sun Tzu? Yes. All right. See, if you're in cybersecurity, you know Sun Tzu. So really fortunate to be a partner with all three of these entities to propel the education and learning for our young folks today in cybersecurity. And if you don't know about these entities, go talk to me or Blitz Manny Felix, he's sitting on the front table. Just go ahead and talk to him afterwards. The other thing I'm involved with, the other nonprofit that's really super cool, is the Arizona Cyber Threat Response Alliance. They are an organization dedicated to public-private threat intelligence sharing and also deploying safe countermeasures, secure countermeasures to our environment. So ACTRA is an organization, nonprofit. Raytheon is a member of it. Grand Canyon University, a bunch of other local entities here in Arizona are part of ACTRA. There's two things I want to highlight with ACTRA that the kids can get involved education-wise. I'm going to talk about the TSU, the one thing on the right. But there's two things with ACTRA. Remember, there's two things that I want to highlight that ACTRA does. There is a virtual subject matter expert response team that provides training, community participation, and education for youngsters in cybersecurity. And there is also the TSU, the Threat Intelligence Support Unit, provides on-ramps to students and career transitioners looking to move into cybersecurity. So the nexus of all this stuff is Pam Rowland and Mike Manrod and others there's Pam right there, and Corey and Megan from Grand Canyon University. I should be saying Grand Canyon University again and again on every slide, but they are sort of center mass and the center of the universe when it comes to these training opportunities. There's an individual, you can't really see him too well, but he's in the front of the stage right there, Mike Manrod. He's the CISO over there at Grand Canyon University. He's kind of the nexus of all this cyber goodness at the Cyber Center of Excellence at Grand Canyon. So Grand Canyon is another great partner in the cyber world here in the state, and we're really appreciative of everything that you guys do for AZ Cyber and for other partners in ACTRA. So let me talk about the ACTRA Tough Apprenticeship. Okay, and I wrote this down because I didn't want to forget, because I do kind of ramble and I talk fast because I've had about 5 cups of coffee and I took a Sudafed this morning because I'm having a little allergy. So I'm really amped up. But where was I? Tough team. Free to all ACTRA members for the organization's security, IT, or cyber staff. Members can enroll as many individuals as needed with approximately 10 individuals per class, 3 classes a year. There's 200 hours of Cyber Hunter apprenticeship with over 25 subject matter expert trainers, including hands-on access to the cyber range. There's that cyber range thing again with Cogent and NACRA and Craig Chola, and elevated access to security vendors' internal cyber-only organization. Candidates attend sessions with their company laptops where the Cyber Hunter tools, adversary techniques, and procedures are provided. And then there's a capstone project. You can't get away without doing a capstone project, guys. You got to do that. I know but it's cool. It's cool because you do cool stuff on the range, and we help you, and you get to learn a lot, and then you can say you've done a capstone project. That's tough. So here's the other things they kind of do. They do cyber threat intelligence, Wireshark skills, digital cyber forensic skills, sticks and taxi exercises, darknet access, endpoint host forensics, file and memory forensics, threat modeling, internet infrastructure, network forensics, intel feed, cyber threat hunting, and one of the leading cyber organizations, cyber team, advanced threat hunt intel ingestion optimization. So behind all that stuff are our partners like Cisco, Palo Alto, Grand Canyon, Cogent, AZ Cyber, ACTRA. It's all, everybody's blitzing full contact sport in making sure that the next generation is trained and you can become responsible guardians to defend the realm, defend the nation. So if you connect with me on LinkedIn, you'll see me talk about defending the nation sometimes. You will hear me talk about never give up, keep attacking. The nation depends on you guys. Really, the safety and security of our nation, our economy. Just recently, in the last week or two, a bunch of hospitals got attacked. Brought down some hospital systems, and I don't know which hospitals exactly, but they had to divert patients to other hospitals for emergency care. I mean, it's getting real. The wastewater management plant in Pennsylvania was attacked by Iranian cyber hackers. They're called the Cyber Avengers. The Iranian, I don't think they're much of a Avenger. I think they're a bunch of no good, dirty hackers that are trying to hurt people and our families and our way of life, right? So that's about as nasty as I get with the language. But these critical infrastructure, our schools, our hospitals, they need you in the future. There's not enough of you. I'm rambling. I'll go on. Oh, one last ramble. 1.4 billion Chinese, estimated thousands and thousands of hackers coming after our stuff. We need thousands and thousands and thousands of defenders to defend our way of life. And so this is where all the education, this is where everything comes together here in conferences like this and people like this to make relationships and connections, like with AZ Cyber. So AZ Cyber is a nonprofit I got involved with by chance on a introduction to Manny Felix on educating kids, giving you guys opportunities to learn about cybersecurity that you would never have gotten the opportunity to. I'm going to go into a little bit about the boot camps and things that we've done, but the inspiration is motivating, supporting students to see themselves as community leaders and pursue careers in cybersecurity. We want to remove those barriers. So we've done some boot camps over the last couple years to coming to you, not coming to us, to get you that experience and hear about cybersecurity and what phishing is, what a secure password is. I come speak and talk about my career and the things that I've done and some of the things you could do, not just in the military, but also in private industry to protect our nation. We've accomplished a lot. I'll give credit to everybody who's involved with AZ Cyber and everybody who's kind of blitzing on this nonprofit to provide those opportunities for kids and students from middle school to high school and learn about cybersecurity and get exposed to those things and start getting exposed to the lingo on this. We've had cyber boot camps. We've impacted about 300 young people. I wish it was 30,000. One of these days, 30,000 kids, but right now we've impacted possibly about 300 kids. We're expanding our boot camps to 35 educators across the state. Pilot an intermediate boot camp. So what we're seeing is we're seeing the youngsters that have come in the initial, and then now they're going to the intermediate. And so it's a relatively young startup nonprofit, but we are quickly growing and making those connections throughout the state and throughout the nation to drive home the fact that we need to educate our youngsters in this world of cybersecurity. So lots of guest speakers, like I said, I've guest spoke, and I wanted to show you some of the pictures. Some of the testimonials from the kids are right here, and I don't want to read them out, but you can read them for yourselves. But it's been very, very positive, and it's been for me, it's been an enlightening experience to be involved in this. I have two daughters, 12 and 14, who are a handful, who are spending too much time on TikTok and their phones. But I throttle that time, and I make sure that they're actually interacting with real human beings. But I want them to get involved in this, so I'm passionate about cybersecurity. I'm passionate about helping nonprofits like AZ Cyber and many propel and make this really huge. And so when they think about cybersecurity learning and education, they think about all of you, and they think about AZ Cyber. So really, really happy with that. And I asked Manny to put some of these pictures together of some of the past boot camps, but you can see the light and the energy from the pictures. That's me up in the upper right-hand corner when I was 30 pounds heavier, talking about cybersecurity to some students there at Pima Community College. Below that, my picture is Ken Wilcox. He's the Chief Information Officer of Raytheon Missiles, formerly Raytheon Missiles, now Raytheon. So getting CIOs involved, getting cybersecurity professionals involved. I asked my team of red teamers and hackers to teach one of the classes at Pima Community College, so the students got exposed to that. So it's another way of giving back to the community and getting out of our Zoom calls, and getting out of our cubicles, and getting out of the buildings, and reaching out and bringing up that next generation of guardians. So in closing, if I haven't brought home the point yet, but we are stronger together. So I'm super cool and honored to be talking to you about all these opportunities here in Arizona. And the more I can do personally and professionally to have RTX in the middle of this campaign to bring up the next generation of cyber warriors and cyber guardians through my associations with Grand Canyon and AZ Cyber and ACTRA and NACRA and Cogent and hopefully I Keep Safe and Cyber.org and Palo Alto and Cisco, and have everybody blitzing here so that we can defend the nation and make our economies and our world and our lives secure from cyber attack and cyber exploitation. So with that concludes my briefing. Thank you so much for having me. It was great speaking to you this morning.